Hello everyone, welcome back to MLS Week in Review. It's been a while, I know you've missed me. Well, actually you haven't, you've been watching my other videos, but that is not the point. The point is we are back covering the MLS after a week off because I wanted to combine these 2 weeks together due to the fact this past weekend there were very few games played. There were only 3 games in total between Wednesday and Saturday. So we will get to those, I will mention them. However, let's talk about the games that happened before October 3rd. To start things off, the New York Red Bull beat Columbus 2-1 in a game they really needed to extend their lead in the Eastern Conference. It was really heated. 21 minutes of soccer. Columbus scored the first goal in the 9th minute, and then it was just the New York Red Bulls really taking charge for about 11 minutes and scoring twice, including a goal from Bradley Wright Phillips in the 21st minute. And from then they just held on, and that's about all there is. I mean, the Red Bull have been playing really well this second half of the year and really put things together. And hopefully this little slump they had the past couple games really isn't much of a moment for them. It's just a little stutter in the run through the East. Columbus has lost a couple of key games. They need to come back and play better. They got very few games left here, only 2 or 3, so they'll have to figure that out. The next game we are looking at, Orlando City beat Montreal 2-1 in a key game for points for the 6th spot in the East. Orlando City has maybe finally found their mojo this season. For a while there, they were playing 500 football. They were quite inconsistent. 1 minute you have Kyle Larin scoring lots of goals, Kaká being a great distributor. The next minute they're just barely playing, getting guys kicked out of games and not really showing their stuff. This particular game, they look like they're coming together well. Kaká had a few assists. Kyle Larin opened things up with his 15th goal of the season in the 33rd minute. And they really just pulled away from there and really won the game. Montreal, with some of the other results you'll see, they played a lot of games these past 2 weeks. Still managed to hold their spot. However, Orlando City is playing well, and they hope to capitalize on their good play here, but it might be a little bit too late. In our next game, another Eastern Conference match, DC United was looking to have another poor performance. However, they came out and ended up winning this match, but they gave up a goal to Frank Lampard in the first minute. I don't understand DC United. They either win by coming from behind or they just don't win. However, they did get a win this time. This pushes them up to 48 points. This is a win they really needed, to say the least. These guys, the past month, have been down in the dumps. You've heard me talk about it. Luckily, they've faced NYCFC, who had been kind of on the downturn for most of the season, really. They're finally starting to put things back together here, but DC United really needed this win, and luckily they got it, and that'll secure their place, hopefully, here in the next couple games for the playoffs, as at least the 2 seed in the East. Looking off to another big matchup from this past weekend in the Western Conference, Seattle played the LA Galaxy. And LA came out, scored first in the 36th minute. Robbie Keane hit just a scorching ball. Seattle really couldn't keep up with it, and it was top corner. Man, Robbie Keane just scores no matter how old he gets, he just scores. I mean, really, goodness gracious, he is in form. However, the game goes close to the 90th minute, and Seattle had built up some momentum. They were really pushing the ball. Clint Dempsey had an opportunity. Obafemi Martins had an opportunity. And all of a sudden they subbed in their superstar, I say that with a little bit of a smile on my face. He really isn't a superstar. But in the late games, he really gets goals for Seattle. Chad Barrett was subbed in the 85th minute and got one heck of a header to make it a draw for Seattle. Wow. It was ridiculously dramatic. The goal was in the 90th minute. Oh, man. Goodness gracious. That was one heck of a game, and a lot of tension built up, to say the least. So, some other games of note from the weekend before October 3rd. FC Dallas beats Houston 4-1. RSL beat Colorado 2-1, keeping RSL's hopes alive for a playoff spot. Toronto beat Philly 3-1, which was great for Toronto. Toronto's been trying to change their attitude as a club in terms of making the playoffs. They always seem to be in it for about half the season and then just fall off the edge of the cliff. Luckily, they have been playing really well, and Javinko and Altidore and Bradley have really stepped things up for them. So they beat Philadelphia 3-1. Chicago, in a surprising upset, beats the New England Revolution 3-1. Surprising draw that really hurt Portland, even though they weren't involved. San Jose drew with Vancouver 1-1 in a game where San Jose needed that to pull themselves up a bit to tie for the 6th spot, because they have the tiebreaker over Portland. And then Portland didn't do themselves any favors and lost in a game where they had the most control of the ball and the most shots on goal, and lost to Sporting Kansas City on this ridiculous run by one of the Sporting Kansas City players that literally just shook 6 timbers out of their freaking shoes. Holy cow. Why we give up goals like that at home sometimes, I really don't know. But that's the way it goes as a Portland fan, sadly, in almost any aspect. But anyway, we will take a look at the week after's games, the 3 games that happened, some bonus MLS. On Wednesday the 7th, the New York Red Bulls came out and beat Montreal to get a 2nd win in a row. That pushed them up to even further heights on the table. Vancouver drew with FC Dallas 0-0, also on Wednesday. And then Saturday, the 10th of October, Colorado lost to Montreal 1-0. Goodness gracious. Didier Drogba kicked this ridiculous free kick, and he has just been on fire. It really isn't fair how good he's been playing recently. So anyway, looking at the table, we will start with the Western Conference. We have FC Dallas and the LA Galaxy both at 51 points. We have Vancouver at 50. We have Sporting Kansas City at 48, Seattle at 47, San Jose at 44. Portland is also at 44 in 7th, but like I said earlier, do not have the tiebreaker with San Jose. Houston is at 41, RSL is at 41, and Colorado is at 34. Looking at the Eastern Conference, the New York Red Bull currently leading the Supporter Shield's race with 54 points. DC United at 48, the New England Revolution at 47, the Columbus Crew at 47 as well, Toronto at 46, Montreal at 45 after their win on Saturday the 10th, Orlando City at 41, NYCFC at 37, Philadelphia at 34, and Chicago at 30. So, some things to look out for. Will Portland make a run at the 6th seed and hold on to it? If they win all their matches, they hold the advantage and will make the playoffs. Will San Jose continue their strong run? Will Real Salt Lake make a late surge in these last few games? Will teams like FC Dallas make a run at the Supporters' Shield? Anywho, enough of my questions, enough of this long video. This has been MLS Week in Review. Thank you for watching. You can follow me at TheAnalyst32 on Twitter. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, TheAnalyst32, for more sports coverage, and go ahead and give the video a like if you wish. Once again, this is MLS Week in Review. We'll see you on the other side of the pitch.